Oh my gosh, guys. I have spent hours, hours working on this thing. You'll remember my previous video. I had that maiden flight and it was not good. Plane was bouncing all over the place. And truth is, I don't know what the culprit is. I'm not 100% sure. There was no smoking gun, no obvious sign of this was what's wrong. But it's been 6 days. And I've thought about it every single day, what could have been wrong, what might be wrong. And, you know, as some of you know, or I said in my thing, originally I had this guy, 10-channel Admiral receiver located right here with one of the antenna going this way and one of them going this way. This, by the way, I don't know if there is a problem with it. I mean, it works. I honestly don't think there's anything wrong with this guy at all. I think, though, the bigger issue was the center of gravity. I think that's the number one culprit because I know where I had this battery at when I flew it, and it was almost to the very back here. Like there's maybe half an inch to an inch space, so it was like right here. And that leads me to the next thing, which I can't show you guys very easily while I'm holding the camera, but the plane has two CG marks. One is on the wing. You can see it right there. The other is on the fuselage. See a little mark? In theory, they should be in line. But I tell you what, every time I take my finger, put it on the CG mark on the wing and lift it up, the plane will nose in. And then without changing a damn thing, if I go ahead and put my finger on the fuselage mark and lift it up, it's right on the money. So if I put my fingers on the CG point and try to balance there, so right now my fingers are on the CG, I'm balancing. Hey, that's pretty good, right? Let me put my fingers on the one on the fuselage. Let's balance. Whoa, look at that. So I didn't know about that fuselage mark. And when I flew the first time, that maiden flight, this battery was literally back like 2.5, 3 inches from where it is right there. So I think, and watching some videos from Motion RC and from other pilots, they tend to have the battery like right up against this bulkhead here. So even where I have my battery is probably too nose heavy, to be honest. I probably should push it back a little bit. But as I said, when I put the canopy on, the back plate on, everything else, that's where it balances based on the fuselage marks. Another issue may have been the neutral position on my elevated Tailerons. So according to the manual, you want 22 millimeters from right here. And that's that black dot you see. So I have it set up properly now. Now, for the maiden flight, I thought I did that, but thinking it over in my head, you know, dozens upon dozens of times, I might have measured from the bottom up 22 millimeters. Now, that would explain a few things. So remember when in my video and in my description, I was saying, oh, I have to pull up quite hard. It needs a lot of down trim. Well, if I had this the opposite of where it should have been, that makes sense because now the plane's trying to pitch down and I'm having to trim a lot of that out. Excuse me, I said down trim. It needed back trim. I was pulling back frequently. My running theory right now is I was tail heavy and the neutral position on my elevator was probably inverted, making things worse than it would have been. I think those are the two leading culprits. Now, does the receiver have something to do with it? Could be. Does a gyro? Maybe, but I confirmed multiple times that it is off. Like I checked the board here, I checked the light. It should have been off. That said, I guess I'm spooked, and instead of using the onboard gyro, I went ahead and got one of these Lemon 10-channel receivers, which, can I just say, this is a stupid design. Whoever made this is already a super long receiver, and then they put half the ports here, 5 of them here, and 5 on this end. I have no idea why. You can see this stupid awkward spot I had to put this in. What I did is I carved out some of the foam here. There's a spar, excuse me, support, and I carved out a little of the foam just so I could cram this guy in right there. No room up here for something that big because look at where the battery goes. There's really nowhere else on the plane. I guess I could have, in hindsight, maybe I could have put this on the belly in those channels that are under the plane. Maybe that's where that could have gone. But I've already got this in here. And this guy, this lemon, is what I'm using for my gyro now, which is nice because I can customize that and set it to what I want versus the onboard gyro, it's locked. You can't change it at all, at least not until this software comes out, which there's no ETA for that. So I wanted to show you guys what I did. This is a night and a half before my chance to do a maiden flight this weekend. I can only hope and pray that it goes as I expect. I guess we'll see though, won't we? But for anybody else who wants to take any lessons away from my experience, I would say absolutely confirm your CG multiple times and do it with the wing, or I'm sorry, the fuselage mark here. Don't do it from the wing mark, do it from the fuselage. That way there's no chance that the wings accidentally move back a little bit while you're measuring. Just do it from the fuselage. It's better safe than sorry. Hopefully I'll have a successful flight. I guess you guys are gonna see that in just a moment here. It's gonna take me another day and a half before I know the results. God, please let this go well. Okay, you good? Taking off left to right. Pitching to the left. We're up there. Not as bad as the last flight. She is pitching hard to the left. Trim that out a bit. Go. Just a little bit to the left. Lean down. Hands off. A little nose heavy, which I'm not surprised. I knew I was erring on the side of nose heaviness. Back around. Hands off. Still moving down a little bit. Roll rate seems okay. I'm probably more nose heavy than I should be. That's my impression given the flight, which, yeah, I'm not surprised. Given my last flight, I wanted to make sure I wasn't. Flying a lot better now. I'm going to crank up the gyro a little bit. My onboard gyro. The roll rate seems weird. Like rolling the plane with this gyro on seems a little strange. It's not terrible. Okay, on this next pass, I'm going to try to do a roll, see how it handles that. 3, 2, 1, roll. Yeah, I can tell the gyro's fighting that. I need to turn down the roll rate on the gyro. But only the roll. Okay, let's go into a loop. 3, 2, 1, loop. Sorry it's so high up. I know it's not very visible. Wow, time flies. Well, it says I have a minute left. I'm gonna go over here and try the wing sweep. So after I turn, let's come this way. I'm gonna head towards the corner of the field. 3, 2, 1, wing sweep. Yep. Definitely need some trim, but I have mine on independent trim, so I'm not surprised. Okay, bring it around. All right, move back out. Bring her around for a landing. So landing gear going down. don't see them. Maybe you're right, Neil. Maybe I need to cycle the gear. Try that again. I know it takes like 10 seconds or something.
Couldn't see them.
There they are. Yep, all three down. Okay, going up there. Full flaps going down. A little ballooning, but I am going pretty fast, so I'm not surprised. Bring her in a little thrust. Does not want to come down. Oops. All right, that was poor landing. Wow. That's all me though. That was all me. Hands were shaking.
She survived it.
She did. Yeah, that was me. Well, that's a better flight. Much better than it was. Need a little bit more refinement. Okay, we good? Yeah. All right, taking off right to left, third flight. There we go. A lot more predictable. Here comes the wind from the right, of course, right after I take off. A little bit nose. I pushed the battery back as well to match what I feel is a closer center of gravity. Back a bit still on the elevator. Set. So I want to try something. I want to see how bad or good the onboard gyro is. So I'm going to take her up there. I'm going to turn my gyro off in a second. I'm going to turn on the onboard gyro because we're getting some cold wind and it's starting to bounce the plane around quite a bit. So my gyro is going off, and now I'm going to turn on. Onboard gyro is now active. Not bad. Not bad at all. I think it could be more aggressive. Not sure how much it's showing in the video, but you can see the plane still bouncing around a little bit from the turbulence. Okay. All right, let me take her over here. I'm gonna try doing a wing sweep. So 3, 2, 1, wings going back. Down. She's not bad. I wish it were more stable, but it could just be the wind today. It's kind of blowing some cold air. Wanted to pitch down to the right. That's kind of weird. Let's go way out there. Sorry about the distance. Coming back towards us. We're still back. If I just let go of this thing, it's going to turn it right on me for some reason. Back to my lemon gyro, and I'm gonna get ready to land from the left. You're going down. Flaps going down.
One strong way the hell out there this time. Ooh, that was weird when I was coming into landing. Put the flaps down. It was pitching up quite a bit.